Everybody, we're here with the instant trailer review of Todd Phillips' The Hangover Part 3. I'm Andrew.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Mike.
And we're going to get this ball rolling. First off, what's everybody's thoughts on the Hangover series?
First one's great, second one's atrocious, third one is cash grab.
Wow. I actually think that's basically the general consensus of everybody's opinion. Like, everybody really likes the first one. Nobody I know likes the second one. The second one was a horrible,
This first bit's really funny.
This is pretty funny, yeah.
This is the only thing that made me laugh. I think this is the only thing that actually was a joke in this entire trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't laugh at the giraffe bit?
Oh, the giraffe was funny. Except I kept thinking, you know.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty funny opening.
I like the font.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So whose funeral was that? Whose funeral was that? Do we know?
It's what's his name's dad.
Oh, right.
We find out later.
Yeah.
We see it for a brief second. That's sad.
So it seems like they're coming back to Vegas.
So
right?
and also,
he's got something in his back of his jacket.
I think they're guns.
See,
it's a sledgehammer.
We're gonna treat this like it was the trailer review for a superhero movie. We're gonna dissect every little frame.
Well, Stu also he got his tattoo removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like them trying to say we're removing any notion of the second film at all.
I think they said the lawsuit's over. We got to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be funny if they do in Austin Powers 2 when Elizabeth Hurley is like, "Oh, I was a fembot all along." And then it's just like a really stupid way of getting the main girl out from the first one out of the sequel. They should do something like that with this.
It was a temporary tattoo.
Yeah, it was a temporary tattoo.
Where they all wake up in Vegas, and it was actually just a continuation from the first movie.
That would be
the second movie was entirely in a dream.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah,
I was saying that it could be just a whole dream.
Really make fun of the second movie's failure.
So you see John Goodman first.
Yeah, and apparently John Goodman is a villain in the same way Paul Giamatti was. He's compared himself to Paul Giamatti's character in the second movie.
Oh, well, that's not really helping anybody.
It's a bad guy. It's a antagonist.
Who's he killing there?
I think that's Black Doug.
You think so?
It definitely looks like a black guy.
Okay. Well, speaking of black guys,
yeah, it is.
There's no good segue for that.
This is just weird.
A lot of people are coming.
Does he have to be in every movie now?
Melissa McCarthy.
So.
Very popular.
A lot of people from the first movie are coming back for the second. From the third, Jeffrey Tambor, Mike Epps, and Heather Graham are coming back.
And then you have Mike V, who's the guy, pro skater Mike V, who was the guy who gives what's his name, Zach Galifianakis the suit on the freeway in the first movie.
That's right.
He pulls up, but that's our first look at
the dude, the boy who got married in the first one. Yeah. He was in the second too.
Stu.
What is this? What do you think is happening in this scene?
I don't know.
You know,
maybe he doesn't.
He's got a Santa Monica Pier shirt on.
He doesn't have pants on. I bet. That's probably a good guess.
I have to say, the whole Hangover, the way they market the Hangover movies have always kind of annoyed me.
There's Black Dog. I think
that's the guy that dies. Yeah,
he's probably
definitely the guy that dies.
The shaved head and everything.
Yeah. These movies kind of annoy me in the sense that they how many times is Zach Galifianakis taking off sunglasses in a cool way supposed to be funny? I'm kind of annoyed by Todd Phillips' entire style of
Palm Springs.
We're cool and we're funny, and I don't think these movies are particularly good.
In case you want to go somewhere fun, these big fans, Palm Springs.
Oh.
Now you might think to yourself, weren't those in Mission Impossible? Don't they fly helicopters through those? I thought that was
actually a movie.
I thought that was in Europe.
The blade cuts the guy's head off. I forget
really?
which film that was, but it was like a movie from the 80s.
I was a PA on The Amazing Race, and we shot a thing there.
It was Ken Jeong.
It's insanely windy up there. Yeah. Ken Jeong.
There's John Goodman.
All of these guys I don't find particularly funny anymore. Ken Jeong is. I think he's so obnoxious these days. But I don't know. That's just me.
See, there you go. There you see.
Jeff Tambor.
Yeah. So.
Interesting. All right, Heather Graham's back. The best thing about the first one. I loved her. So this definitely does seem to be a different style, unless they're marketing it in a completely different way.
Well,
right.
But it doesn't seem like they wake up.
It's not the same thing.
No, but this is the thing. There's no wedding. There's no bachelor party. There's
which is
nothing
great.
Like that. They're just going on the road and shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, they go back to Vegas.
Yeah.
I hope they don't think though that just by switching the general push of how they get there somehow validates a sequel happening at all. You know what I mean? Because that was the big criticism of part 2. It's like exactly like part 1. But I don't know. This may be the funniest thing to me in the trailer, and it's even not that funny.
And it's Irvine, because look, there's University and MacArthur Boulevard.
Oh, there's a sign in Newport Beach. Right
Newport
there.
Beach, yeah. So that's like 73.
For all
Toll
10
road.
people who care.
There's no one on the freeway.
Anyone who grew up in Orange County will know what that is.
That's
And then this is so weird. Look at how much they spent on this wreck.
It's like the Matrix
It's just
Reloaded.
Totally Matrix Reloaded.
They created a highway for
Except
this
there's
comedy
no
bit.
giraffe anywhere and to be seen.
I know, you don't see a giraffe's head.
You
I hope
don't see
you gotta
anything.
you gotta
don't see
you gotta
the back
remember,
of the truck.
This is the domestic trailer, green van.
Yeah.
The red van, I'm sure there's blood all over the place.
I think
and
it's
probably a giraffe's neck like flopping.
I think it's particularly funny that they end the trailer on a joke where, oh, Ryan's back.
I'm just curious if Andrew's happy that at least the crash looked practical and not CGI.
I'm happy about that. Yes, thank you. So
Hopefully the giraffe is practical too.
The giraffe is a real giraffe. I
Yeah,
can
that
confirm.
look-
With the
I can
severed head.
Confirm.
I can confirm it is a real giraffe.
okay,
And
I'm
the severing of the
curious,
head is
though.
real?
I don't think the severed.
I think it's very funny that they ended
They
it
shot.
with.
They shot all this. They shot this down in Playa del Rey and down in
Interesting.
Manhattan Beach. Kind of. They had a green. They had put the giraffe up on a green screen
Hmm.
and shot a bunch of that stuff on the green screen.
I think it's interesting that they end with a giraffe's head getting severed because the second film was plagued with accusations of animal abuse with the monkey, and apparently they had to pay a fine up the ass for it. So the fact that they're ending the trailer,
They
of the
didn't
third
take it
film,
up enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
They want some more.
They want some more.
Peter's
yeah.
going to be back after them again.
So here's.
So
I'm just
overall,
gonna-
my feeling with this trailer, overall,
This is so funny.
not to interrupt, is it's not that good. It's not funny.
I don't think it's that good.
It's not actiony. There's two jokes.
I think
that
it's
made
very
me laugh.
vague. I feel like the second trailer, like the Hangover 2 trailer, I really liked because of the voiceover with Zach Galifianakis saying like the facts about Thailand and all that stuff.
Right.
That was really
Yeah.
funny.
I don't like the teaser for the second movie where it was just them walking and it
Yeah.
was like the Wolfpack, and it's like that's the thing that Todd Phillips always does. He tries to make these guys look cool and they're not
But-
cool, and he does that every time. And I think the joke ran out with the first movie.
I think it goes without saying that I think it's almost gonna be impossible for this movie to be worse than the second one.
Oh, totally. I completely agree. With that.
So I'm happy that they're kind of going back to like what worked
Yeah.
and like focusing on like that
The characters.
But it
Oh,
could
no,
be.
I mean, like, you
it
know.
could be nostalgic for a different. I mean, I feel like the second one tried to be nostalgic of the first one in the sense that it took the exact same plot and just did it in Thailand. This is like, okay, they could be nostalgic in a different way. It's a different plot, but they're using a lot of the same actors and a lot of the same set pieces from the first one.
Yeah, but I think to that point, they're gonna focus more on the characters, get into
Hopefully.
some more like the whack, like what are they doing when they're not partying, sort of things like this,
Yeah.
like this sort of thing, you know.
Which could be great.
But also, I just want to point out some continuity
Mhm.
issues. So, how did the giraffe get through the first?
That's a good point.
That's awesome.
That's a good point.
Very interesting. Maybe there's like an on ramp that we don't see, but I mean, clearly they said action from right back.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. One other point to consider for me is that Craig Mason is writing this.
Uh-huh.
Craig Mason, the genius behind the Hangover Part 2. He didn't write the Hangover Part 1. He wrote the Hangover Part 2, and he wrote Scary Movie 3 and 4 and Identity Thief. This guy is gold. And by that I mean he's a piece of crap. So I don't know.
But man, Identity Thief is racking it in.
I know, this guy knows how to write money. He could write checks. But I don't know if he could write a decent movie.
I would love to see you. I would love to see you interview him.
Yeah, he watches this. He's
I know.
like,
He's
you man.
watching. He's like,
He's
you.
Andrew, I'm
I
coming
hate
for
you.
you.
You try to write comedy, boy.
Yeah. So,
So what is your overall feeling?
I'm not, dude. Honestly, I'm not a big Hangover fan. Like even the first one, I think the first one's like a 3-star movie to me. I think it's fun. The second one is one of those sequels that like kills my affection for the first one. Kind of like the Matrix sequels. Like you see the Matrix sequels, and
there are some redeeming
taints.
qualities to the Matrix.
I
sequel.
agree.
Yeah,
I
there's
agree
some
with
moments
you.
for sure.
But the overarching like failure
Narrative,
of both.
yeah.
Same with the Pirate sequels. The overarching failure of all of the sequels kind of ruins my nostalgia and love for the first one. And I feel like that's what happened with the second one. I'm
Honestly,
afraid that's what's going to happen with the third one.
I've only seen the second one like once. like actually watching it, and it's just so bad that I just kind of ignore that it exists.
I didn't finish it. I watched that hour.
Had a good
one,
look though.
It
Cinematography was
yeah.
amazing.
Hangover 1 though, I have it on Blu-ray. I watch it. You know, I'm fond of the film.
Yeah,
makes me laugh.
So you probably more than all of us.
So
you're looking forward.
What's
to
your
this
feeling,
one.
Jimmy?
I feel like this is a cash grab, but I'm excited that they're going back to like their roots and not trying to create some even more unrealistic story. I mean, like everything about the second movie was like, okay, if the first movie was, you know, turned up to level 10, we're gonna turn it up to like level 20, and it's just gonna be all these cameos and just everything is over the top. I mean, everything about that movie was just so unrealistic and over the top that it was just. And then there's like the whole thing with like the shemale prostitute. Like, come on, like tranny prostitute in Thailand.
Dead bodies in the refrigerator.
There's just like too much. It was just too much.
Well,
it just wasn't even fun. It was just gross.
Yeah.
Like if you're going for like the gross out comedy, like that's that kind of film.
I've never really been a fan of Todd Phillips' form of comedy. Like I think he's mean spirited.
No, I think he's.
I mean,
Project X was a little was mean spirited, but I mean Old School.
I think Hangover 2 is very mean spirited.
Hangover 2 is very mean spirited. Hangover 1 I don't think is mean spirited. Old School.
No, I didn't feel that way about Hangover.
Old School I don't think is mean spirited.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I agree there.
So what do you guys think? You like this trailer? Not like the trailer?
I think general consensus is going to be
kind of
like,
indifferent.
what is going on?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's doing what Warner Brothers hopes. Everybody's like, well, you know, we'll see. It's the last one, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is all they care about. Because the second one, despite all of its failures, made a shite load of money.
Yeah,
made like
because
$500
I think it's just because of the
first
cachet.
one had such a great,
yeah.
That's such an affinity love for that first one.
And at this point, it's either going to be a train wreck or a success, so everybody's going to want to see it.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
So,
Warner Brothers knows what they're up to.
Yep.
Awesome.
They know what time it is.
But
All right.
guys,
Well,
take us out, Andrew.
bye, everybody.
Jimmy.
Mike.
Andrew.
Adios.